Thank you, Chief Protocol. I want to say thank you to the media for waiting up on me and my colleague, the Right Honourable Christopher Luxon. The Prime Minister was gracious with his time. He came in late last night, and had a very long evening with us. This morning he started off very early, going to the Government House, giving respect to the our head of state, and all of you have witnessed a wonderful address to our country through our People's House, and he had few engagements before our very successful bilateral this afternoon. I want to say he is very much welcomed. This is not the first time he arrived into our country. Early on in his tenureship, he decided to visit PNG as a first stopover on his way to Japan. And so he made a visit to us earlier. The circumstances was not so much to our liking, but God has his own ways. And what turned out to be a stopover eventually consolidated in our own two relationship, our own personal friendship, our own personal touch, but more importantly, our own personal touch aside, we stand shoulder to shoulder representing our two people who have lived and coexist in our part of the world for many, many centuries, even before the construct of our modern nations. Our people, the great Maori people and the great Melanesian people, including Petrus of Polynesia and Micronesia that lives in our country and called PNG home, have been friends and relatives since time descended on all of us. And today he comes to us with warmth and greetings as the fathers of our country. The late great Chief Sir Michael Tommaso Mara reached out to New Zealand as he and his compatriots forged our nation into nationhood in 1975. Then New Zealand PM for Prime Minister Malden, he was instrumental with Samara in setting the pace to what our two nations enjoy today. Coincidentally, Prime Minister Malden is from the National Party of New Zealand. It was National Party in 1975 with Pangu Party, just like Australia, Labour Party in 1975 with Pangu Party. Today, history has repeated. In New Zealand, it is National Party under the Right Honourable Christopher Luxon's leadership, and of course, yours truly, James MARAPE and Pangu Party here in Papua New Guinea. We are blessed to have our predecessors who set pace very well for our two nations to enjoy this warmth in relationship. I want to say to Papua New Guineans who are listening in, tuning in, New Zealand do not need Papua New Guinea to survive on the face of planet Earth. They can exist successfully without Papua New Guineans in as far as the circle of relationship is concerned. And I want to say, Prime Minister, the last 50 years you have embraced us consistently, unfailingly, kept us close to your heart, from the missionary context, from government context, from people-to-people context. And I want to say in this media conference, in the face of our 50th, you choose to come out and to give respect to my people and my country. You're physically coming here. Thank you very much. Kia ora and big plahamas long you. I want to say that New Zealand and PNG has been closest of all close friends. This bilateral meeting consolidates on what we have started personally. When I met Prime Minister Luxon in our last meeting in New Zealand, we did our statement of partnership 2025 to 2029. In that we looked at how our two governments could work together, consolidate and people-to-people exchange flow, our state institutions and state institutions flow, our government departments and services and their services exchange. Papua New Guinea is better off and richer with our enriching partnership and enduring partnership with New Zealand. Our education department will flourish, working side by side with the educational departments New Zealand has. Our agriculture, our trade and commerce, our own other aspects of bilateral relationship will grow from strength to strength. We have health and education, agriculture and rural development, defense and police cooperations, our climate change and conversations, including conversation on clean energy, as well as our focus on trade. has been a deep part of our conversation today. New Zealand has embraced us more bigger, better, and has assured our country that from today on and to the next 50 years, and as a nation looks back from 100 years, you could surely count on New Zealand as a consistent, steady partner along the way. And I want to say thank you very much. Big Blood, thank you, Thomas. Kiora, thank you for your continuous embrace to my country and the assurance that 50 years on, or going beyond into the next 50, New Zealand will stand with PNG every step of the way. We discussed on how we could import capacity from them, the ICT capacity, other service capacities, as well as looking at how our two nations could coexist, trading and people-to-people going forward. Papua New Guinea, you've been talking about visa, for instance, for a long, long time, Australia and New Zealand visas. Well, our cousins in New Zealand have stepped up the visa game, given us easier, better access to New Zealand than we have elsewhere. Quite the man of this, so our students, our business, we have businessmen in New Zealand also. When I was last down there was a constructor, Papua New Guinean businessman in the construction space, carpenter and a plumber, Minotaur Bigla constructor. He's a carpenter doing those, laying the tiles in New Zealand, operating as a businessman. We have engineers working there. We have others. Today, Prime Minister announced the visa, ease of access to New Zealand through the new visa arrangements makes us all the reason to celebrate. 50 years on, they see us as a valued partner in the western part of the Pacific, working for the Pacific interests as well as our own PNG New Zealand interests. So, brother, I want to thank you very much for coming to us. And I want to wish you all the very best in continued leadership in our shared space. Our leadership conversation is not just PNG and New Zealand, but sharing podium in the Pacific Island Forum Nation. New Zealand is a very senior leader of the Pacific Island Forum Nations. They have the distinct role to play in that space. PNG also have our own space and our own role to play. We look forward to complement each other as we construct our two people and our Pacific future together going forward. My brother, I leave the rest to you and as we discuss on the meetings inside.
Thank you, mate.
Welcome.
Appreciate it, buddy. Well done. Well done. Well, kia ora, good evening, everybody. Can I just say thank you again for waiting as media. Can I just say to Prime Minister MARAPE, thank you for the friendship, thank you for the partnership. You are a hugely respected leader across the Pacific, one of our most experienced leaders, and it's always good to spend time with you as we discuss both our bilateral relationship but also observations we have within the region as well. To all Papua New Guineans, I hope that you feel incredibly proud of the nation that you have built over the last 50 years. Papua New Guinea is an important country. It's an important country for the Indo-Pacific region. It's an important country within our Pacific Island Forum nations as well. And that is because you are a bridge between Asia and also the Pacific. And when I think about the future for the next 50 years, it's incredibly exciting. You should be very proud and celebrate well what's happened in the last 50 years, but it's important that there is a pathway to go forward. And I know in our conversations you feel very strongly about how to continue to develop the country so that you can lift the standards of living for all your people as well. I'm very grateful for the personal friendship, Prime Minister. We did get to know each other inadvertently when my plane broke down while it was refueling here in Port Moresby on my way to Japan. And that led to an incredible meeting that extended out to 4 hours. And importantly, this is a very talented Prime Minister. He can run a country, but he can also check me in on an Air New Guinea flight to Hong Kong on to Japan. And I was always so touched by that, and we have become very firm and very close and very good friends subsequent to all of that. So I'm very grateful my plane broke down and we got to spend time together. Our chance, as we've got to spend time together, we've focused on our new statement of partnership. Of course, that is an opportunity for us to drive deeper trade and economic relationship between our two great countries. It's also a chance for us to develop more defence and security ties, and obviously to accelerate our people-to-people connections. And that's really been the focus of what we've been talking about in our bilateral meeting. But it's also been a lot of what the focus of my visit has been since I arrived here yesterday. To have the state dinner that we had last night, to meet with the Governor-General, to have the huge honour and privilege to speak in the Parliament, to spend time with the Samare family at the High Commission, to spend time with our defence forces and seeing how they are working and training and working together, as well as obviously the work that we're doing around accelerating eye care and immunisations for polio and other things. It's been really special visits. So again, can I just say on behalf of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, we wish all Papua New Guineans well as you celebrate this incredible milestone of this amazing achievement. A country of 600 islands, of 800 languages, of 1,000 different tribes, fashioned into one democracy, one country, one nation over the last 50 years, is something that you should all feel incredibly proud about. And I'm very excited about the future of the next 50 years together as well. So again, thank you for the partnership, thank you for the friendship, and we look forward to doing great things together in our two great countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, very good. Right.
All right, thank you. We'll just take one or two questions, one from New Zealand media and one from PNG media. Any two lucky first? Maybe I could push it to two.
Barbara Driver.
I'm Barbara Driver from Television New Zealand. This morning at Parliament, our Prime Minister spoke about sharpening geopolitical tensions and how others' priorities could see division between our Pacific neighbours, our Pacific family. What are your concerns of this for the upcoming Pacific Islands Forum, Mr. MARAPE? And if you could follow up on that, please.
Sure.
Oh, thank you. We did also, in our passing remarks inside, discuss on the Pacific Island family. We have a regional architecture that has governed our blue continent for the last 50 or so years we have been in existence. And that architecture is in no way, shape and form will be influenced by sectoral interest or bipartisan interest. So the defense of our entire structure, in my view, will supersede or should see us through in the face of many challenges that does come in respect to each nations having their sovereign policy preferences. The entire Pacific Island Forum nations is governed by architecture that should be respected by all.
I could just say to you, Mr. MARAPE, that I've been going to Pacific Islands Forum since 1996, and I don't think that architecture has been working particularly well. How can it be improved? Because island countries are being picked off by bigger countries. How do the Pacific Island Forum stay more united?
I think we've shown time in, time out that we have been able to rebound. In the last 6 years I've been part of PIF, we had some stress issues, but the Pacific style of Talona has really paid off. We just sit and talk about these issues. I will be making a phone call to my colleague in Honiara to make sure that he gives respect to the spirit of the structure that has carried us thus far. And so all I can say is to that space, but look, time in, time out. You know, we do have our waves of ups and downs, but we always bounce back. Whether from a Micronesia perspective, or Polynesia or Melanesia, at the bottom line, when we go to the straits, we always come back to the family. So I'm sure the common sense will prevail.
And from my point of view, you know, I've only been part of Pacific Island Forum for the last year, you know, my first meeting last year. But what I observe is, and what I have as a New Zealand Prime Minister, is a huge desire to make sure we build the centrality of PIF. That actually, when we have Pacific opportunities and challenges, we develop Pacific solutions to those opportunities or challenges. And it's important that other countries respect the centrality of PIF. In the same way that ASEAN is respected in Southeast Asia, I think there's a huge opportunity for the Pacific Island Forum to become, and it is, the organising and the central organisation that actually, if you want to engage with the Pacific, you come through the Pacific Island Forum. In the same way, if you want to engage with Southeast Asia, you come through ASEAN. So, you know, both the Prime Minister and I want to reinforce and build mutual capacity within the construct of the PIF to make sure it's even stronger. And yes, that's challenging at times because we have many countries of different perspectives, but actually there's more that sort of is uniting us around actually being Pacific nations, being a Pacific family, and wanting to develop our own solutions to our own challenges, and making sure that anyone outside of the Pacific is actually engaging with us in a coherent way through the centrality of the PIF. So we're going to continue to build the capacity of it by working together. I have to say it's a very collegial group. We have very open and real conversations with each other, and that's important that we can. Good partners and good friends can do exactly that. But I think in both our cases, we want to see PIF continue to elevate and to have more influence out there in the world, and so that the Pacific voice is representative in all of those world forums and all of those world conversations. I think there's more power in us being united together as a Pacific set of nations, and then other countries respecting that as they engage with the Pacific as well. PNG side?
MTV, please.
Yes, that's exactly the reason we have our new statement of partnership, for exactly those reasons. If you think about, we're doing a huge amount of work in the development space, particularly in areas of, say, agriculture, small, medium enterprises, as you've seen, health with a particular focus on eye care, and also with immunisations around polio. We'll continue to do that work. But we also think there's a huge opportunity. Papua New Guinea is a really significant country. You have a very large population. You have 3/4 of the population of all the Pacific Islands countries here. You are a bridge, as I said before, between Asia and the Pacific. You have twice the land size that we have in New Zealand as a result. And so you are a very consequential country, and I think the opportunity that we've talked about with our different sets of ministers is how do we continue to build our trade and our economic relationship? How can we do more trade with each other in a world that often is a bit uncertain with respect to trade? I think there's lots more on people-to-people connections. The more we can keep our people getting familiar with each other, whether it's opening up more places in our RSE scheme, whether it's opening up more scholarships for study in New Zealand, those are the things that we'll continue to do so we build understanding of each other. When we have strong relationships at a people-to-people level, we start to talk about the possibilities of what we can do together on trade and defence and other ties, and of course that leads to outcomes and opportunities and results for our people. So I think there's a lot for us to do, and that's very much why I'm excited about the statement of partnership for the next week period, because it will shape our further dialogue and our further discussion and our closer working together.
All right.
All right.
Last one, very last one. Dorothy. Okay. All right. Then one from you and one from National, please.
You mentioned that you'll be providing advice to the Southern Islands Prime Minister. What advice can we expect for you?
Not necessarily advice, but I'll place a call with him. We have an outstanding telephone conversation, so I'll be talking with him and giving him full support to the host of PIF, and also because after PIF, most of the leaders, if not all of them, coming across to PNG for 50th. So after PIF in Honiara, they're all flying across to be with us on our 50th, with the exception of my brother here. He's now making up for it. He's coming in early. If he had not come in early, I would not have forgiven him, but in any case, he's coming in early, address of Parliament in respect to our 50th. Yeah. So he's sending in the most senior, I think, you have in your cabinet.
Winston Peters will be here celebrating.
Winston Peters,
yep.
So he'll be with us. But my call to him would be, how's it going, and is there anything you need from us, and to make sure that we don't shift away from the Pacific Island forum structure we have. Yep. Without preempting my call, it's a call between me and me. I can dive more into what level of conversation we'll have, but it's all for the interest of the Pacific Island family.
What are the chances New Zealand increasing its especially in agricultural products? And the second question is, when will probably see the white kiwis come back to test
I love that. Look, I mean, there is huge opportunity for us to work together in the area of agriculture. I mean, you look at Papua New Guinea, you have amazing land, you've got an incredible sector to build and to grow and to develop in agriculture. And of course, anything that we can do to help facilitate that and support that, we're very, very keen to do. You have amazing produce of your own that's often quite different from what we sell the world. And so it's quite complementary that we can have two-way trade between our two countries on certain, on produce like that. And New Zealand is a free trading country, as you well know. and wants to do trade with as many people as possible. And of course, PNG, as one of our closest friends, is important in that regard. With respect to the Kiwis coming, I'm not sure, I can't talk for the New Zealand Rugby League Association, but I can say we are very excited about you joining the NRL tournament. And we, of course, have our one team in the NRL, the Warriors, and all I'll say on that is up the Waz. Awesome.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tomasa. God bless.